If you haven't noticed, I am obsessed with moving forward. I use it as a tagline because I really am concerned with myself about being stagnant, feeling stuck, and not moving forward in life. So I've come up with these three super easy principles that I've used my entire life and didn't realize until I sat down one day about how important they are and how I've been using them. I didn't realize I was, but these three principles have kept me moving forward in all types of ways in life. And then as I read about other people that had much more success than me, I noticed they used them too. The first one is all about, well, really, you're thinking about your past. It's progress over perfection. How many things have you wanted to do that you didn't pull the trigger on because the timing wasn't right? Things didn't line up. Things weren't perfect. It stopped you from making decisions that could take you somewhere where you really wanted to be until the day came that maybe you did make a decision and you notice how your life started changing for a positive and you think to yourself, thank God I changed this. I actually made some sort of progress and I didn't wait for things to be perfect. Progress over perfection is all about ready, fire, aim. Now, I've been accused of not being a great planner, and this has also hurt me. I've started things and I failed at them, or I started them and didn't finish. But the important thing is that you do start, because unless you ever start, you don't know where that path is going to take you. You don't know what kind of success you could have. So thinking again, like if you regret the past, I don't necessarily believe in that, but we all do in some aspect, right? So great. Move forward. Think about progress over perfection. What can you start today that's going to give you a different future that you're not going to be ashamed of when looking at it in the past? The second principle I think about all the time is about the present day. What's going on right now? It's consistency over intensity. Are you trying to get in better shape? Well, that's got to happen today. It didn't happen in the past and it can't happen in the future, because if you keep delaying, it will never happen, right? So consistency over intensity. Don't wait for things to be like the perfect hard workout you found and then you're going to start it. Just start doing something, chipping away today. It could be walking. Again, if we're talking about the gym, just show up to the gym and just do some movements and keep consistent. It doesn't have to be as hard as you can. It doesn't have to be a level 10 every time you go. If you know you should clean up your diet, just start with a handful of blueberries today. Again, consistency over intensity. If you overhaul your whole diet, throw out all your junk food and promise yourself you're going to stick to something really rigorous and intense, you're probably not going to stick to it. That's not really a lifestyle. You're shaking up your life for sure, but you're setting yourself up for failure. If you could simply just starting more whole foods to your diet and you do that consistently, that's going to turn into better and better choices every day, every week, every month. And soon you will have a whole new lifestyle. But if you just do it overnight and try to make this big change, it's going to be too painful, especially if you've not been doing it. So consistency over intensity, it's all about present moment. It's about today, changing today. And then the third principle that I've lived by that I didn't realize for years until I sat down and thought about this is future paced. You're thinking about the future. It's all about purpose over pleasure. Again, if we can talk about simple things like what you put into your mouth, right? What you're eating, your lifestyle. I love cheesecake, totally pleasurable to eat that, but it doesn't fit my bigger purpose of what I want to accomplish with my life and what I want to be, especially to my kids. So it's so important that we are thinking about the future. We're thinking about it today and the choices we make, but it's about the bigger purpose in our life. Now, we all have different types of goals, and maybe you don't have big, grandiose goals. That's fine. If you're just trying to be a better parent, a better father, a better mother, you're trying to be a better example to get your kids to follow you. That's a huge purpose. Your kids are worth it. Part of your legacy is what you leave behind and what people say about you. So isn't it worth just thinking about your purpose? What you put in your mouth is better. Your bigger purpose is better than that momentarily delicious cheesecake pleasure in your mouth. And again, this doesn't have to be super strict, but if you put it in terms of purpose over pleasure, is this, whatever's in your hand you're about to put in your mouth, serving me? I often ask that every day of my life when I'm going through a little struggle of, man, I really want Nutella on graham crackers. And I think to myself, what's my bigger purpose? Is this going to serve it? Now, don't get me wrong. One graham cracker with Nutella on it, it's not going to derail my life, but it's a little things like that over and over and over. And we're just a cluster of habits. So if your habit is every day to partake in Nutella and graham crackers, well, that's not going to equal a great future for your body, for you to model or for your kids to model after you, and whatever else is you want. So those three principles I've been using for the longest time and didn't realize it till I sat down and reflected on it. And the truth is, everybody else that I look up to, that I try to mimic and model, I notice they do the same thing. They're thinking about the past, the present, and the future, and they're making those decisions daily. So if you want to keep moving forward in your life, mind, body, spirit, whatever it is, you've got to use those 3 principles consistently, okay? So it's purpose over pleasure. What's the bigger purpose that you're doing this whole thing for? It's consistency over intensity. Doing it every single day is better than doing it once in a while. The healthy things, right? And then the third one is, at the very beginning, what I said is to start. It's progress over perfection. You've got to start. If you never start, you can never get to the finish line, whatever that is. Keep moving forward.